Hey everybody, I'm Jacob Mullers, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about volleyball. Three basic hits: the bump, set, and spike, and hopefully by the time I'm done you'll learn something and maybe you'll be able to bump, set, and spike your game up to the next level. The first one we're going to talk about is the bump. It's usually the first hit that it's used for receiving a serve and maybe digging a spike if you're fast enough. The first thing you want to look at is your feet placement. You want to have them about shoulder width apart. The next thing that you look at is your arms. They're out in front of your body with your hands held together. You can hold your hands together in a bunch of different ways, but just find a way that's comfortable for you and stick with that one. But the most important part is to form a flat surface with your forearms. This is important because when the ball comes in contact, it's going to bounce off that flat surface, and that allows you to direct the ball any direction you want. If it's not flat, it's going to fly off in a random direction, and your team will lose a point if you don't recover it. After you bump it, the next person is usually going to set it. That's the second hit. It's similar to the bump. You want to have your feet in the same positions, except you want to have your hands extended above your head with your fingertips curled up. This is important because if the ball touches your palm or you hold it for too long, you can get called for a carry. What's important here is you push the ball up and twist your hand. That creates some power upwards, and then the next person, they're going to be able to spike it. The set's really good for that because you can control where it goes a lot better than the bump and get it higher, close to the net. Speaking of spikes, that's the third hit. That's really good for finishing a point off. They're really fast and go downward at a sharper angle, which makes it harder for the other team to get, which makes it more likely for you to get a point. After somebody sets it, you want to wait until it goes up to its highest point, stops, and then that's when you're going to slap it or smack it downwards. I call it a spike motion, probably because it's called a spike. But when you do that, it forces the ball directly downward and not in an arcing motion. It gives them less time for them to react. So common errors that come along with this is you have too sharp of a spike and it goes in the net, or not sharp enough and it'll go out of the back of the court, which neither of those you want. That's why it's important to jump and get high along with the ball so you can jump up and smack it downwards. Well, that's all I have for today. Hopefully you learned something, and I apologize to any volleyball enthusiasts if I didn't know what I was talking about. Thank you.